I'm Ron Drotos from keyboardimprov.com, and welcome to day 27, yes, 27 of our 31-day Rock for Piano for Beginners workout challenge. Couldn't quite get it out there. It's a long, fun name, but it's true, because this is the for beginning stages, but also intermediate and advanced. It's to use what we know in a way that promotes fluency a lot. We use it a lot. We jam, we have fun practicing different scales and everything, but in a way that's actually playing. It's the word playing, it's not working, right? But at the same time, we then fill it in with like 10%, 20%, 30% of working in a very diligent step-by-step manner on what we need to learn. And so we're going to bring a little bit of that in as we've been doing. But we're going to start off where we ended last time. We got cut off right in the middle of our jam session. We're in a band, and somebody had asked, let's see, where's my timer here? 20 minutes. The guitarist had said, hey, let's play an E minor blues. And we're like, what? What's a minor blues? We know what a major blues is, but it's the same 1, 4, and 5 chords in E minor, but it's with minor chords. So we have E minor, right? All white notes. A minor, all white notes. And then B as in boy, minor has B, D, F sharp. And just slide your middle finger up there between those black notes for the F sharp, so you got cramped. And it's the same thing. It's 4 measures of the E minor. We go away a little bit, 2 measures of the A minor. We come back home to the tonic, feeling of resolution, warmth, comfort, however you want to feel it, with the E minor. Then we go a little farther to the 5 chord, B minor. Start coming back, A minor, and back to the 1, home plate, tonic, resolution, the hearth of E minor. So let's just try that. In the left hand, you can play whatever you want in both hands, because we're developing intuition with these rhythms. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. We just decided to do that. It's not an all minor blues. Let's do it without the break now. Here's the beginning. E minor. Soloist would go through it, or maybe the drums. One more time. Relaxing. Once you just learn those basic chords, that kind of a groove. That's why we do music, right? To feel something. It isn't to always feel like we're not good enough, right? So that's why we're developing fluency too. You'll always have this forever. This is great. Now, I'm going to play that, and why don't you just solo with the blues scale, the E blues scale, E, G, A, B flat, B, D, E. You can either play something in the left hand, like the chord roots, or if you want to play the whole chords, it's not as common in rock as you may think. It's more common in jazz, but we can do that. Or, if you already can do this, now I hesitate to say things like this, so don't feel like you need to do this, but if you want and you can play the root, the fifth, and the root, like sometimes I'll hold down the root, the low one. You can do things like that, but if that's too much, don't feel compulsion to learn that right now. That's not part of our thing here. It's to play what you can do right now, okay? So you have to promise me that, or I won't say those things again, okay? That's only if you're ready for it, because you will be ready at some point. When you go through this whole month again, you'll be ready for it. Here we go. You're going to solo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Through this and sometimes in many of these videos, when I tell you to solo, it's your turn, I'll play a little something. It's mainly to give you an idea, like, okay, this is how you could do it. Or sometimes just to jam and have a little fun and interplay. But it's basically just to show you. And when I did it right there, I was remembering that when I was first starting out as a professional musician, I used to just take gigs doing everything, you know, because I love all types of music. But I was never really prepared for any of them. I learned on the job. So there was a dinner theater in Darien, Connecticut. It's not there anymore. It was called the Darien Dinner Theater. And I got a call to play second keyboards in a musical of Cole Porter's music. You know, Begin the Begin, Friendship, So in Love, things like that. And yeah, lots of Cole Porter songs, about 40 of them, a lot of songs. And I was playing second keyboards, so the conductor, pianist, who was playing all the rhythmic stuff, you know, he was playing like the bass with his left hand and the chords with his right, and then we had a drummer too, just the three of us. And his name was Arnie Gross, and he was really nice to me, because he knew I wasn't really as good as him at the time, you know, but he wanted to help me out, because he liked, you know, we became friends. So what he would do, I had like a clarinet sound and then like a keyboard sound, and I was supposed to just play little fills, because I didn't have the responsibility of playing all the chords. They could have done the show without me, right? It was just like a little coloration and added interest on the songs. So he'd be playing a song like, you know, like da 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 da, and I didn't know what to play. So he would always start out by playing a little something like I could do. You know, he'd be going, and then I would say, oh yeah, I got it now, because he did that on every song for like, a month. It was great. It was great. It just showed me what to do. So I've been there. That's why I'm passing it along to you. From Arnie Gross, who conducted on Broadway. What did he do? He did Annie. He did many shows on Broadway. Through me to you here. And hopefully someday you'll pass it on to somebody else. All right, so we know the minor blues. Now let's do the same thing with that same relaxed groove, but we're going to do a major blues. So it's just the major chords. And we've done this before. We did E, G sharp, B is E major. And then the A chord, the 4 chord is A, C sharp, E. And then the 5 chord is kind of like, slant your hand a little, it's B, D sharp, F sharp. So let's just try those with this groove. You can do a root in the left hand or just the right hand chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trade 4s back and forth. If you want, you can follow the bass line and play that, or you can just play the right hand. 4s on the blues are that, like I'll play the first 4 measures. There's 3 phrases. I'll play the first phrase, 4 measures. Then you improvise on the second, starting on the 4 chord, the A chord. Then I'll play the last one that's the B, A, E. But then, since it's a 12 measure form and I've ended it, you start with the beginning. So it's like, if you think of 3 phrases, it's me, you, me. Then the second one, you, me, you. And then we alternate like that. So I'll start. Here's the E chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third phrase. reminded of something that I saw once. I was going to say story, but sometimes that sounds like, something that I read or something. So I actually saw this. So every summer, I teach at the Fairbanks, Alaska, in Fairbanks, Alaska, at the Summer Arts Festival, Fairbanks Summer Arts Festival. Except for this summer, because they're not really bringing anybody in, but they've asked me back for next year already. And they have a really great jazz program there, and I teach some singing classes and some piano and a lot of different things, and some like rock piano and blues as well. And then they have also some other jazz faculty. I'm sort of in the piano and the singing category, and I cross over into playing and singing and accompany some jazz singers. And one time I was accompanying the jazz vocal class, and my good friend Giacomo Gates was teaching. He's a great teacher and a great singer. Check him out, Giacomo Gates, great bebop singer. And there was a sax player named Bob Kindred, one of the great saxophonists. Check him out too, Bob Kindred. And Bob and I were hanging out, and it was the evening of the jazz vocal class. And Bob had brought a saxophone. Giacomo asked him if he'd come up and play one tune at the end. So after all the singers did their couple of songs, they got up on stage and we played a blues. And I was playing accompaniment for a jazz blues, and it's similar to this, a couple extra chords here and there. But all the singers, they did their best, but a lot of them were just really learning, and they all sang too many notes. They were going ba-ba-doo, ba-doo, 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 and it was fine. They were learning. It was valid. But Bob must have thought he wanted to show them something. So he gets up there with his sax, and I'm going to sing what he played. He had one chorus, and he goes like, it's his turn, and he plays like this. Off the stage as people clap. He played a one-note solo, and he held it out for 12 measures. And I think he was saying, good try, but you don't have to play so many notes. So, really interesting. Let's give it a, so that's why I was doing some things with just one note, I learned from that at that moment too. Let's try it again. And you could solo. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what it's like being a rock star. I don't know. I played a couple of big concerts. I got to play in front of like 26,000 people a few times. And when I was in college and right after college, I was in a band, and we played some jazz and some Motown, and we used to play at the New Haven Jazz Festival right on the town green in New Haven, Connecticut. And used to open for like Dave Brubeck, Glenn Miller, Roy Buchanan, the blues guitarist. We opened for him once. And I remember one time, funny story, there was a backstage area, and there was one thing we played. It was called A Taste of New Haven, where all the local restaurants would set up a booth, and people would walk around. And there was many, many acts on the bill: jazz, rock, blues. We played, whatever that day, and I didn't even know who else was on the bill, And there was a tent backstage where people would use as a dressing room. There was a men's one, and then I guess a women's one somewhere. So I'm in there alone, and I'm dressing, and changing into my whatever I was wearing on stage that day, a nice shirt or something. And there was another guy, and we're just changing together. And he was pretty youthful. He was older than me. I was like 22 years old, and he must have been in his 40s, but like brownish, maybe blonde hair. And we got to talking. And he said, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm in a band, you know." And I said, "How about you?" You know. And he goes, "Oh, I play guitar and I sing." I'm like, "Okay, well, have a good performance." And you know, we had a nice 5-minute conversation as we're changing together. And then later on, I'm walking around like eating something, and I look, and it was John Sebastian, who was, you know, legendary, you know, folk, rocky, pop kind of singer, songwriter. I think he might have been at Woodstock. I'm not really sure, but great. It was just fun because I was like, I'm glad I didn't know who he was, you know, because I could actually have a conversation with him just meeting him. So here we go. This is great. We're developing fluency. We're developing habits. We show up all the time. Oh, we never got to our hand independence today. We had so much fun on the blues. So we'll start with the hand independence exercises tomorrow again. And have a good one. There's some links to click down below in the description. I have some other lessons for you at Keyboard Improv if you're interested. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. See you tomorrow.